Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. Huawei's rise has always attracted much attention, and its persistence in independent research and development and breakthrough developments in multiple fields have attracted widespread attention. Among them, Huawei's Mate 60 and Mate 60 Pro are equipped with domestic Kirin 9000S microprocessors that are highly recognized, and their process has been recognized by Western disassembly companies as being in the 5 nanometers to 7 nanometers range. Huawei has been involved in the field of semiconductors and chips early and has achieved results in popularizing the application of Hongmeng system. The outside world has begun to doubt whether Huawei has the ability to mass-produce high-end chips. Although Huawei has kept a low profile on relevant parameters, this has just stimulated the interest of competitors, and they have begun to set their own goals for Huawei. For example, some media pointed out that due to the booming sales of the Mate 60 series, Huawei has set its smartphone shipments in 2024 at around 100 million units, far exceeding the forecasts of most institutions. Huawei's production capacity has begun to increase rapidly, and supply shortages of high-end chips such as Kirin 9000S will become a thing of the past. Huawei's self-developed chips are bound to have an impact on the performance of companies such as Qualcomm and Nvidia. This is undoubtedly a bolt from the blue for the United States, which relies on chip exports. Huawei's success in breaking through technological blockades and restrictions heralds the rise of Chinese companies, and also marks the gradual defeat of the United States and Europe in terms of technological superiority. So why does China consider Huawei's current rise to be so important? First of all, the smartphone market should not be dominated only by Apple and American companies. Huawei has invested huge amounts of research and development funds in the field of smartphones, and has successfully priced the Mate 60 at around 6,000 yuan, and still made profits. This shows that the threshold for manufacturing smartphones is not as unattainable as advertised in the United States and Europe. In fact, Western countries have been restricting the development of developing countries and exploiting the wealth and knowledge of the people at the bottom by weaving information networks. Once Huawei announces that its high-end chips will be 100% made in China and use domestic photolithography machines and processes, Western companies will be left in despair. Unless Qualcomm, Nvidia, Microsoft and other companies can keep up with Huawei and innovate at all costs, it will only be a matter of time before they are surpassed by Huawei. Secondly, the United States and Europe are gradually losing their technological advantages, and future technological development can only look to China. Self-driving cars are beginning to become popular in China, while the United States and Europe are still debating whether to develop smart technology. Depending on the speed of Western countries, China may have already achieved the transition from manned driving to driverless driving, while the new energy and new technology vehicle plans of the United States and Europe are still on paper. For example, Huawei's autonomous car department alone has more than 5,000 world-class talents, and their annual salary even exceeds the salary level of the middle class in Europe and the United States. In addition, Huawei has integrated the automotive industry chain, proposed the concept of deep integration of intelligent technology and automobiles, and endowed traditional automobiles with special skills. Huawei's Wenjie M5, M7 and M9 models have been well received by consumers. The smart version has functions such as autonomous parking, autonomous avoidance, and autonomous driving, which greatly reduces the probability of accidents and makes some vehicles that once only appeared in science fiction movies seen becomes reality. The United States and Europe are paying the price for their arrogance. Finally, facing Huawei as a competitor, the United States and Europe should not only focus on its chips, but also pay attention to Huawei's cars, mobile phones and other fields. While understanding your opponent, don't let go of traditional biases. However, it is a pity that the United States refused to remove Huawei from the blacklist, claiming that Huawei threats the national security of the United States. The United States cannot fund the research and development of new technologies by Ford and other companies, but it can spend $1.5 billion to cultivate NGOs and journalists who slander China. At the same time, BMW's thinking is still stuck in the past, and it has been thinking about how to preserve the value of its brands such as BMW and Rolls-Royce. Compared with Huawei, companies in the United States and Europe are being left behind. What is worth looking forward to is that once China masters all aspects of mobile phone production, more than 10 million high-paying jobs will be created. By then, companies such as Qualcomm, Nvidia, and Apple will either cut prices or simply close their doors. Huawei is forcing American and European companies to make changes that would have been unimaginable 10 years ago. In addition, approximately 30 million cars will be sold in the Chinese market in 2023. Considering Huawei's leading position in the field of autonomous vehicles, it is expected that this part of the production capacity will eventually be owned by domestic companies. Competitors that cannot kill Huawei will only make it stronger, and the status of developed countries in the United States and Europe may be shaken. In short, Huawei's breakthrough and rise are of great significance to China and the global technology industry. Huawei's success shows that Chinese companies have made huge breakthroughs in independent research and development and technological innovation, and are no longer followers of Western technology, but have become leaders. As Huawei rises against the trend, traditional technology giants, such as the United States and Europe, will face severe competitive pressure. They must accelerate the pace of innovation, otherwise they will be surpassed by Huawei. For the global technology industry, the rise of Huawei also means that China is becoming more and more important in technological development and innovation, and the development of technology in the future will be more influenced by China.